Hello, this is Pastor T. Hope you're doing well today. Want to tell you a little bit about something that I have in this coffee can. In this can I have a wooden statue of Jesus. And I want to illustrate to you that a lot of us, including myself, like to put Jesus in a can, put him in there nice and neatly, and put him away on the shelf, or just the idea that he's where we think he should be. But I'll remind you of Isaiah 55 and myself also, that the prophet Isaiah says, "My ways are not your ways, saith the Lord. My thoughts are not your thoughts." And what I want to illustrate is this: God can do and does and will surprise you all the time. There's a story in 2 Kings chapter 5 about a man named Naaman. He was a captain of an army of Syria. He went to Israel, captured the Israelites, took them back to Syria, and made them all servants, the Israelites that is. Naaman was a good man and everyone liked Naaman, but he had leprosy and he was going to die. There was a little girl from Israel who was one of his servants that they have captured. And she said, "You know, Naaman, if you were in Israel, there's a prophet there. He would heal you of your leprosy." And Naaman got wind of that and heard about that and said, "Wow, I think I'll go." So he packed up all his goodies, his luggage, hopped in his car, took a bunch of people with him, and went to Israel from Syria. He'd just been there and captured the place. You'd think, well, I won't be welcome, but he was. And he got there, and he got to the door of Elisha, the prophet. And he was going there to be healed. Well, the servants knocked on the door and sent a message out to Naaman's servants and said, "Go dip yourself 7 times in the river Jordan and you'll be healed." Get this. The prophet didn't even come out to Naaman and say to heal him or anything. He just sent a message to Naaman's messengers. Elisha didn't even open the door. He just sent a message. "Give this to Naaman. Tell him to go dip himself 7 times in the river Jordan and he'll be healed of his leprosy." Well, guess what? Naaman got so mad because Naaman said in 2 Kings chapter 5, "I thought the prophet would come outside to me, wave his hands over me, and strike his hands, and I would be healed." And it says that Naaman went away mad and angry. Mad and angry because he thought Elijah should do and act a certain way. Some of Naaman's servants came to him later and said, "You know, Naaman, you ought to take Elijah up on what he's told you. Go dip yourself 7 times in the river and be healed." So Naaman did, listened to his servants, and he was healed. In fact, his skin became like a child, healed of his leprosy. He went back to Elijah and thanked him and went back home a healed man. Here's the point. He almost missed the healing. He almost missed what God had for him because he said, "I thought the prophet should come out, wave his hands, strike his hands, and I should be healed." And he went away angry. And I thought, that's a lot like me. It's a lot like us. When we have God in our little can, Jesus in there, and we think he should act a certain way. In fact, we get a little bit angry when he doesn't do what we think he should do, when he doesn't come across with the money he should have given us, or tragedy in our life. Let me tell you, Isaiah 55 says this: My thoughts are not your thoughts. My ways are not your ways." Jesus said, God the Father said, "My thoughts meaning plan, my plans, my thoughts are not your thoughts. My plans are not your plans. My ways are not your ways." The word way means a path. So either it's a plan or a path. Your plan and your path may not be God's plan or God's path. So be open and don't say no to God, Be open and let Him deal with you in any way He chooses. Do not put God in a little can and say, I'm a Baptist, I'm a Methodist, I'm community church, and this is what we believe, and we don't believe anything else. You know what? We don't compromise on the beliefs of salvation by grace, and there's things we don't compromise on in the Trinity. But let me tell you what, God can do what He wants to do, how He wants to do it, when He wants to do it, whatever way He wants to do it, because His plans are different and His path is different. Just be willing to be on His plan and His path. Have a blessed day. This is Pastor T. I better not put him back in here. Let's just put Jesus, let's let Him do what He wants. This is Pastor T. Be blessed.